Have you ever wondered what the difference was between short form content, long form content, and paid content? Well, if so, you're in the right place. Hi, everyone. My name is Owen Fitzpatrick. I'm a psychologist, an author, a speaker, a trainer, a coach, a consultant, and I've spent the last 25 years learning, developing, working on, and improving all the skills around helping other people through my expertise. Now, my expertise is based as a psychologist, and the kind of work that I do is helping people to make changes. Now, sometimes that's changes of their attitude, sometimes it's changes of their mind or their beliefs. Sometimes it's changes of their behavior, sometimes changes of their organization. But that's what I focus on and that's what I specialize in. Now, recently, over the last 6 months or so, I've been running a program, which is a mentorship for experts in the space who are looking to be able to improve their ability to build an expert business. And one of the questions I always get asked is, what do I mean when I say short form content, long form content, and paid content? And why does it matter? Right? And so what I want to do is explain to you what those three things are, why they matter, where to use them, and why they're critical for your success as an expert if you want to have an expert business. And so, like I said, I've been building for many years my own expert business, and I use all three of these different types of content in very specific ways. And so, first of all, let's talk about short form content. Short form content is the kind of content that you'll see typically native on social media. So you scroll through your Instagram and you see a picture of me eating an ice cream. That is short form content. You're going, oh, there's Owen eating an ice cream. And maybe I'll put a caption about how ice cream reminds me of how important it is to change your life or whatever nonsense. But really what you're doing is you're seeing one bit of short form content of me doing something, putting up a poster. Sometimes it's a quote. Sometimes it's, a short video, 30 seconds where I explain something. And that's an example of short form content. It's only lasts, under a minute, under 2 minutes max. It could most of the time, like I said, be a photograph or a meme or, a short little caption or a short little quote. But those are some of the examples. Sometimes you have Instagram Reels, and on TikTok is short form content as well. Facebook, sometimes you'll long form, but a lot of the times with, the posts that you post in Facebook, it'll be short form. Twitter is obviously very short form. So most social media channels are based upon short form content. Even LinkedIn, a lot of your status updates will be like that. And so short form is great for one reason, getting people's attention and piquing their interest. So you're positioning yourself out there and you're just getting people's attention. You're figuring out with what I post, with the photograph I show, with the message that I have, am I going to get people's attention? And so that is what you're trying to do with short form content. Now, the second thing is long form content. And this is something that really, there's three main avenues for this. The first would be a blog, right? Actually, you could probably say there's four different types. So the first would be a blog, and that would be written content. And that'd be written content right there that people can access. The second would be something that they subscribe to. For instance, it could be a challenge or it could be a newsletter, like a regular email. But again, it's not like you're just giving them something they can read in 10 seconds. It's something that might take them a few minutes. So your newsletter or your challenge that you do with them or the free video series or something like a lead magnet like that, that's an example of long form content. A blog, which they sit down and read the blog post, that's another example of long form content. Then there's podcasts, which might be anywhere from 10 minutes right the way up to an hour or 2 hours sometimes. And again, that's another example of long form content. And then finally, you've like videos like this one on YouTube, which might be 5 minutes on and 5 minutes up, which again is another example of long form content. So why is long form content important? Well, short form content gets people's attention, but long form content allows you to build and position yourself as an expert. It showcases your expertise, which you can't really do in a fucking quote on Instagram, right? But you can do it if you get the opportunity to write a blog, or if people can listen to you when you're doing a podcast, or people watch a video of yours. When they do any of those things, invariably what you'll find is that they'll find themselves really getting a good insight and understanding as to who you are, and most importantly, how you can help them and how you can help them improve and change and whatnot. So you do want to be able to hopefully grab people's attention in short form and then get them more interested. Hopefully sometimes post your blog post or your videos or your podcasts on social media, so that then you're directing people to go to the podcast, to go to the video, to go to the blog, right? Or sign up for the newsletter. By doing so, they start by seeing you maybe on social media briefly. And sometimes you can even run ads to get them to see you in place of that. But then they go in deep dive and explore a bit more of you. And that's where you demonstrate your pedigree. You demonstrate your USP, what makes you unique to everybody else out there, what makes you the kind of person they might want to work with a bit more. And it also creates a sort of a reciprocity experience for them where they feel, well, I got all this great stuff for free. Maybe we can work together. And then the third type of content is paid content. And this is really, people don't pay money for information per se. They pay money for the organization of information in a coherent way that helps them achieve their goal, right? So pretty much with the internet, you can find almost anything that you need online if you spend enough time looking for it. But when you buy into an online course, and I'm speaking as someone who's spent literally tens of thousands of dollars and euros over the course of the last few years, just on online programs alone, never mind a lot more on live trainings. But I've spent a member of a number of memberships myself. So it's not like I'm just talking about something that I haven't experienced firsthand many times. But the reason I'm part of those memberships, the reason I've signed up for those courses, is because it gives me continuous value and helps me and educates me in such a way that I become a lot more clued in, because the information that I could possibly find myself online for free if I spent like hours and hours trawling through the internet, but it's organized in a really cohesive, coherent way to help me to achieve my objectives, right? And so the real trick to this is that when you're thinking about building a paid, content product of some nature, you're really trying to make sure that you're walking people through step by step exactly how to solve their problem. And that's why I wanted to do this video, because I wanted to share with you that I'm reopening the memberships starting tomorrow. Tomorrow, there's going to be a very important, very special masterclass all about building an expert business that becomes profitable. And in it, I'm going to go through what works in 2021 if you're an expert in the space, if you're a coach, if you're a therapist, if you're a consultant or trainer or speaker, right? If you're an instructor. If your job is to demonstrate and use your expertise to help other people, well, what are the most important things you need to do in order to make a business of it and to really build it up? And so I'm going to be exploring all the most important things there. And then once I've done that masterclass, at the end of it, I'll be sharing about my brand new mentorship. I created this mentorship it started out in July of last year. And I'm delighted to say there's so many people that have been saying very, very positive things about the impact it's made for them. Because sometimes as an expert, you can know everything about your subject, but you're never really trained in the business end of it. You're never really trained in, well, how do you create products? Well, how do you do a podcast? Well, how do you structure something so you position yourself effectively? And so I knew there was a need for that because I needed it myself. And so I built this mentorship so that I could mentor experts who want to be able to do what I've been doing for the last 20 years or so. So again, I've got about 200 podcasts that I've produced myself from my own podcast, Changing Minds. I've written more than 100 blog posts. I've got more than a couple of hundred videos on YouTube. I've written 8 books. So when I talk about, I've multiple online courses, 3 different online courses and 2 memberships. So when I say that I want to walk people through it, I want to explain exactly how I did it. I'm not an expert in marketing. I'm not a super genius marketing who knows all the, the inside of this funnel and that funnel and the other funnel. But I've learned a massive amount about marketing that I've then implemented myself in my own business. So what I'm trying to say is I'm coming at it from an expert perspective. And so if you're looking for an expert to show you step by step exactly how you can do the likes of producing a podcast, do the likes of, mastering video and creating a solid, YouTube channel. If you, master the art of structuring and writing a book, which again, a lot of people want to do and is important if you're an expert to position yourself like that. If you're interested in any of those things, highly recommend you come on board the mentorship. People have been asking me for years to mentor them, as experts, either in NLP or therapists or coaches or whatnot. And I finally built this mentorship so that I could allow groups to go through. It involves a couple of video sessions live with me on Zoom. One of them is a Q&A, so it's very much, interactive. And the other is a session on a different topic each month. Anyway, in the link below, you'll find the link to the sign up to the masterclass, which is free tomorrow. So regardless of anything, I highly recommend you sign up for that. And then also we'll have the link in there. If the masterclass is already over as well, we'll have the link to join directly to the membership or the mentorship if you're interested in that as well. Anyway, hope you found this useful, the difference between short form, long form, and paid content. For now, I'm Owen Fitzpatrick. Thank you very much for watching, and be well. Bye for now.